I want to talk about why this motif of being endlessly selfless is a trap. A lot of us are taught early on, treat people how you want to be treated. And yes, of course, it's wonderful to be someone who brings good energy into the world. But there's a huge difference between being genuinely kind from an internal place and being a people pleaser who believes you must always put others before yourself because it's the holy thing to do. Let's get one thing straight. Moving like a sheep your entire life, never rocking the boat, never baring teeth when necessary, being endlessly compliant, easily manipulated, and then calling that morality, that goes against your nervous system. And it goes against your survival instincts. That is not virtue. That's conditioning. And systems of control benefit from that. Governments, families, institutions, anything that benefits from your silence will dress obedience up as goodness. Now, there is wisdom in knowing when to keep quiet. There is intelligence in choosing your battles wisely. But you must also know how to be a lion. You must know how to let your presence speak, how to hold a boundary without wavering, how to say no in the face of guilt trips, shame, judgment, or emotional manipulation, especially when saying yes would mean betraying your inner truth. And no, this doesn't mean walking around looking for a fight. Not everything is worth your energy. Not every offense deserves a reaction. Sometimes the most powerful move is walking away. But never abandon yourself just to please another, especially when, if the roles were reversed, their needs would come before yours without hesitating. This martyr complex some people inherit, this idea that endless self-sacrifice makes you holier, purer, more spiritual, that's a lie. You are not scoring points with God by enduring suffering you don't need to endure. Life is already going to have its fair share of ache naturally. That is inevitable. And endurance is meant to be a temporary coping mechanism for a short-term situation, not a mode of life. You are not virtuous for constantly abandoning yourself and then calling it love. If Source is checking for anything, it's more your inner state, not the performance of kindness while you are seething inside. There is wisdom in knowing when to be light and when to be firm, when to yield and when to stand. The idea that you must abandon yourself for another is not holy, it is heretical. There is a way to choose others without betraying yourself, and that comes down to discernment, knowing when to say yes and knowing when to say no. Don't say yes to someone if it means saying no to yourself, unless it's truly worth it. No one is entitled to your energy because of a title. Not family, not friends, not lovers, not institutions. Autonomy paired with conscious interdependence is how you maintain inner equilibrium on this journey of life. And from that equilibrium, real kindness flows naturally. Have dignity in who you are. Honor yourself first and foremost.